God kväll, Sverige, Norge, Danmark. Här är det Super Bowl från Louisiana Superdome i New Orleans.
Super Bowl 24 marked the Denver Broncos' third trip to pro football's pinnacle since 1987. Their fourth trip overall. They had yet to win. The San Francisco 49ers arrived in town as defending Super Bowl champions. Their fourth trip to the big game in 9 seasons. They had yet to lose.
Bonsoir à tous, nous sommes à la Nouvelle-Orléans pour la grande finale du football américain professionnel, 24e du titre opposant les 49ers de San Francisco et les Broncos de Denver.
American television depicted the event as a showdown between Bronco quarterback John Elway and 49ers superstar Joe Montana. Ironically, many foreign broadcasters seem to have the matchup in much sharper focus.
Vedremo se riuscirà in questo e ovviamente tutto il peso di questo va sulla difesa nel fermare Joe Montana.
La trayectoria de Joe Montana de ganar un cuarto super el tazón, algo que solo ha hecho
サンフランシスコ 49ers、 こちらの方はやはりエースクォーターバックジョー・モンタナです。モンタナからライス、モンタナからテイラー、そしてモンタナからブレント・ジョーンズへと。
Joe Montana, the greatest quarterback of them all, do you reckon?
Without question, in my opinion, Joe Montana is the best. He made a believer out of me when they played against the Rams a couple of weeks ago.
Just relax, have some fun, and play our stuff.
Play within your limits. Let's go out and kick some.
Stay tuned for more film session.
88! Ooh, 88! 44! 44!
On their first offensive possession, Joe Montana drove the 49ers 66 yards in 10 plays for Super Bowl 24's first touchdown.
Montana, straight back drop, 3 steps, runs out of trouble. He goes up the middle. He's down to the 21-yard line and has a first down for the
Rice in this corner!
Jerry Rice never did make it all the way to the corner. Unfortunately for Denver, the middle of the end zone counts just as much. Tom Rathman was Montana's primary receiver on the play. Montana's second look was at tight end Brent Jones. With Rice still covered, Montana turned to a fourth receiver, John Taylor, on the far side of the pattern. Finally, he worked his way back to Rice, then watched as Broncos safety Steve Atwater went for the knockout instead of the tackle.
So now the Broncos go on offense. It is 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. They trail 7-0. Bobby Humphrey in the backfield. Elway with a shovel pass to Humphrey. Cuts to his left to the 30, gets to the 35. He's upfield. He almost broke it. He's across the 50 into San Francisco territory at the 47-yard line.
Denver's response was a shovel pass to running back Bobby Humphrey that nearly went the distance. The irony was, it would be John Elway's longest pass completion of the afternoon.
Here's the snap. Kubiak's got it down. Here's the kick. It is on the way, and it is good. A 42-yard field goal for David Treadwell. And the Broncos are on the board with 6 minutes and 47 seconds to go in the first period. San Francisco 7 and the Broncos 3.
Huddle, let's go. Right here, Dean. Right here. Back in this right here.
Make the play.
Right here.
Make the play.
Field rush. 5 outside.
Trey, use your techniques, Bob. Use your techniques.
Number 71 Pro Bowl nose tackle Greg Cragen wore a wireless microphone in Super Bowl 24, allowing us to eavesdrop on Denver's defensive efforts.
You know it too, Bruce.
During the regular season, the Bronco defense allowed the fewest points in pro football. On San Francisco's second offensive possession, Denver shut down Joe Montana and the 49ers.
That's the way to work. That's the way to work, man.
That's what the play is.
I'm telling you.
How we playing football?
We get them in third down and we make the play. We just make the play in third down.
Bratton comes in motion to the right. It's a handoff to Humphrey. He slants over left tackle, and Fagan drops him immediately. The ball is loose. The ball is loose. The 49ers believe they have it. It is San Francisco's ball, and the fumble by Humphrey stripped off and appeared by Fagan.
That's all right. Hold up. That's all right. That's just a chance to hit him again. Keep hitting him.
Montana puts it on the hip, back to throw, steps up, finds a man over the middle, Jerry Rice to the 45, and he is dragged down right at the first down marker.
That's good. Come on. Suck it up.
Black 59 Razor! Black 59 Razor! 49
Montana rolls to his right, trying to find somebody open. Wants to throw, does on the run. Coming back for it was Taylor. It's batted away by Braxton. Braxton wouldn't let him catch it.
Blue 88! Face!
Throws across the middle. Rice has it at the 15. He breaks the tackle of the 10. He's inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. It'll be first and goal for the 49ers.
Blue 95! 44!
Montana rolls to his right, throws to Brent Jones. Great catch. He's into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Brent Jones, who Jerry Rice says has the best hands on the team, showed it on that touchdown catch, reaching up to bring it down.
And a little different wrinkle.
A missed extra point offered Denver little consolation. And for Cragen and the Bronco defense, the worst was still to come. In the second quarter, Denver grew more determined. San Francisco became more diversified. Fullback Tom Rathman moved to the top of San Francisco's play-calling chart.
Montana drops back to throw. Across the middle, it is caught by Rathman. He slides to the 2-yard line. He may have a first down. He's right at the mark.
Joey made a sensational catch.
Oh.
He reached back one-handed, got a ball that was a little bit behind him and brought it in. Just sensational catch by Rathman.
Joe gives it to Rathman. He's into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers with a submarine drive.
What's happening, man? Huh?
The battered Broncos could not seem to fight their way off the ropes. And with 40 seconds left in the first half, they would not be saved by the bell.
Pump fake by Montana. Launches it for the end zone. Jerry Rice. Oh, what a catch by Rice. Touchdown 49ers. 38-yard touchdown pass down the middle.
San Francisco's well-conceived game plan struck again. Their shell-shocked opponents would now have to live with the consequences.
You got to play a whole nother half. So, ain't nothing you can do.
Beat, man.
Get after it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Amid the offensive fireworks of the first half, one man's role was clearly not what he'd hoped it would be. John Elway's very first pass of the game set the tone. Elway and the Bronco offense were never in sync. In all fairness to the beleaguered quarterback, Denver's ineffectiveness was not all his fault. Throughout the first half, the 49er defense sniffed out, then snuffed out Denver's favorite offensive designs. Witness Charles Haley short-circuiting a shovel pass. Inside linebacker Matt Millen dismantling a sweep. Defensive linemen Pierce Holt and Kevin Fagan chasing down screen passes. San Francisco's dogged defense finally forced a fatal mistake from John Elway. It was Denver's first offensive play of the second half.
Elway steps back to throw, and it's intercepted by Michael Walter. He's back to the 27-yard line. Montana drops back to throw, looks over the field, goes for the end zone. Jerry Rice, touchdown 49ers!
Some quarterbacks fail to capitalize on opportunity. Joe Montana lives for these moments. And each new angle fosters new appreciation for his deadly precision.
Has a little time, now starts to move out. Now he lets it go, throws it downfield, should be picked off, and it is. Chet Brooks is back to the 50. He's down to the 45. He's to the 40, and he steps out of bounds near the 38-yard line.
This time, Montana actually wasted a play before wasting the Denver Broncos.
Throws for the end zone. Taylor! Touchdown 49ers!
2 interceptions and 2 historic touchdown passes drained what little drama remained in Super Bowl 24. The showdown had become a one-man show. Sadly, the only matter left to be resolved was whether Denver would become only the second team in Super Bowl history not to score a touchdown.
So it is a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Humphrey and Bratton in the backfield. Elway drops back to throw. Goes to the end zone. He's got a receiver, Clarence Kay. And there's a flag on the play. Romanowski has an interception, but will they count it?
Indeed, linebacker Bill Romanowski gets an A for effort. But since he was clearly playing the receiver, notice the hand in Clarence Kay's face. His outstanding play was properly ruled face guarding, a form of pass interference, giving the Broncos 1st and goal on the 1.
Red 98! Sewell goes in motion. Elway collides with Humphrey, and Humphrey gets it down to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
On the play, guard Doug Weidel was supposed to trap San Francisco's Jim Burt. But Burt penetrated so quickly he disrupted the handoff. Pursuit squashed the play. On 2nd down, Weidel was asked to trap linebacker Charles Haley. But once again, Burt penetrated effectively, driving his man into Weidel's path. allowing Haley to mess things up.
So now it is 3rd and goal at the 3, and Elway will use the shotgun with 5 receivers, 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Elway's going to try to run it himself. He gives ground back to the 6. He should get in and does. Touchdown, Denver.
That's a planned play, quarterback draw, wanted to run it up the middle, started to go, and that was plugged up, bounced it outside, and got in the end zone.
We call draw before the play. We call the draw. We wait on him, and he takes it outside.
The good news for Denver, they'd scored a touchdown. The bad news? There were still 22 minutes left in Super Bowl 24.
Stay tuned for more Film Session.
With defeat staring them in the face, the Denver Broncos now had to be concerned with the historical dimensions of their loss.
I'll tell you what, you guys want some more points over there. They're gonna try to run this up on us. They ain't raining up on us. They gonna run some more. They're gonna try to get 6. Blue 88.
44. It's not that the San Francisco 49ers intended to run up the score, but with so many weapons at his disposal and a Super Bowl record for points scored so close, Joe Montana just couldn't avoid it.
Montana drops back, looking for the end zone, but instead goes short to Craig. He takes it at the 15, goes inside the 10, and goes down to the 7-yard line before Scott Curtis makes the tackle, and the 49ers have a 1st and goal after a 12-yard pickup. Back in the shotgun again on 2nd and 11 at the 22. Elway back to throw, has to step out of trouble, being pursued by Pollard and Griffin. Ball is fumbled. 49ers pick it up. Duff brings it back. He's to the 1-yard line. 49ers will have a 1st and goal. Matt Millen is telling him to keep his head up. Look at that. Millen went to Elway and said, "Come on, don't let us do this to you mentally."
Another great defensive play. Another Bronco turnover. Another 49er touchdown. Mercifully, their last in Super Bowl 24.
With the big doggy! Baby! Back to back, baby!
The boy is going to party tonight. Hey!
And here comes Joe out of the ball game. Steve Young comes in, and this gives Joe Montana a chance to get what he deserves, a tremendous ovation from this crowd at the Superdome, and people on their feet. A lot of standing O's out there for Joe Montana. His spectacular performance again today could very well be his 3rd Super Bowl MVP award.
During this ultimate team triumph, one man's performance elevated the play of all those around him.
But down here, we went A right or C right or left, man, free release, backer. I had like 2 steps on him. That middle backer's slow.
He processed his teammates' input, then turned it into touchdowns. His pass catchers barely broke stride. And so it came as no surprise to those who'd witnessed this coronation that Joe Montana was named the game's most valuable player, the crown prince of pro football's royal family.
Congratulations for everything.
Thank you. Very much.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, I'm happy for you. I really am. Give me some, Bull. You know what? It's says?
Bobo.
No.
Read it. Back to back. Got a fun alert.
Back to back.
Back to back. Number one.
Back to back to back now. We already satisfied. We want to get 3. That's right. We want to get 3 more. No, what do you call it? Three-peat. 3-peat. Go for the 3-peat.